Updating our table of contents. So we're not really doing math today. Today we are talking about what algebra looks like in the real world. Before we do that, I am going to show you a quick little short video. I'll put it back in a second. Okay. About how we use algebra.
Math shorts. Writing algebraic equations. Algebraic equations represent the relationship between quantities, using letters to represent unknown quantities. For example, Jason needs to plan when to buy cat food. Each of his 4 cats eats half a cup of food each day, or 2 cups total. This new bag of food holds 48 cups. When he has 6 cups left, he'll buy a new bag. When will he need to buy the next bag of food? He can find the answer through simple subtraction. 48 cups minus 2 each day until 6 cups remain. This method takes too much time. Is there a faster way? Yes. He can write an algebraic equation in 2 simple steps. The first step is to identify the variable, the number of days until 6 cups remain. The second step is to represent the variable with a suitable letter, like n for number of days. 2n represents the number of cups eaten. Here's why. Since every 2 cups eaten represents 1 day, the number of cups eaten can be found by multiplying 2 times n. Let's put it all together. The relationship is that total cups of cat food minus cups eaten must equal 6 cups. We know that the total cups is 48, and the cups eaten is the unknown quantity, which can be represented by 2n, creating this equation. 48 minus 6 is 42, which means 2n is 42. Since 2 times n equals 42, 2 multiplied by something must equal 42. That something is 21, so n is 21. Jason knows he needs a new bag of cat food in 21 days, thanks to algebraic equations.
Okay, so there's a very real world problem where Jason likes to feed his cats, and he wants to make sure he runs out of food. Okay, you use algebra in the real world all the time, you just didn't know it. So today we're going to look at those real world examples where you use algebra. Okay, so update your table of contents quickly. We are going to start with our pink sheet. There's not really math today, it's all about reading. Okay?
Is there any homework?
Unless you didn't finish last night's, no.
Oh.
That's due tomorrow.
I did it.
All right, here we go. The pink sheet. Girls, can y'all sit together? Are we sure? Because that's not the first time I've asked y'all that.
Can I just sit on the high bar for myself?
All right, here we go. Pink sheet. What is the answer to an addition problem?
Sum.
Sum. Good, Bella. Sum. Okay. What are some other words that I know mean add?
Plus.
Plus. There is an additional fee. When you go to the grocery store and they tell you how much you owe, what do they say?
Total.
They say, this is your total. Okay. Maybe the weather outside increased today. The temperature increased. That means to go up. Maybe Bella is 4 more inches than I am. Okay, because I'm short. Okay, so more than. Now, I cannot tell you every single word. These are just ones that we see the most. All right, on the next one, what are some words that mean subtraction?
Difference.
Okay, so the answer to subtraction is difference. So that's our first word. And then, Mallory, you are correct. Minus also works.
Decrease. How would you spell difference?
Decrease.
Less than.
Difference. And y'all said minus. And I heard less than. And I heard decrease. What about takeaway? Yeah. Okay. All right. Multiply. What's the answer to a multiplication problem?
So, product.
Product. Good, Avery. Only 2 people have known that all day today.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I've had 2 periods where no one knew that. Product. Okay. What are some other words that tell me I'm multiplying? Times. Good. Okay. Maybe I said we're going to double our score. Maybe we're going to triple our score. The word of tells you that we're multiplying. Every. The most important one that we're going to see a lot is called per. It's $6 per ticket. You made 5 serves per game. You blocked 5 whatever. Okay? All right. Now division. What is the answer to a division problem?
It's
Quotient. Okay? The dividend is the number that's inside quotient. Okay? What are some other words that tell me that I'm dividing?
What's it like?
divided by.
Yeah.
Okay? Putting into groups. Oh, good. A fraction is a division problem. Split. If I say I'm going to split y'all up, that means I'm going to divide you. If I'm going to take half of my lunch and give you half because you forgot yours. Each.
I was gonna say that.
If I say I'm going to break it into thirds, that means divide it by 3. Okay? Again, there are a million. We're not labeling them all. Now, when you are adding, does the order matter? No. 2 plus 3 is 3 plus 2. When you are multiplying, does the order matter? What's 2 times 3?
6.
What's 3 times 2?
6.
Okay. So, order does not matter.
Wait, does dividing it different?
We're just doing adding and multiplying.
Oh.
Adding and multiplying. The order does not matter. Doesn't matter which number comes first. Doesn't matter what I put in the calculator first. The order doesn't matter when you're multiplying. Now, when you're subtracting, does the order matter?
Yes.
Yes. When you're dividing, does the order matter?
Yes.
Okay. Order matters. Order matters. You have to be very, very, very careful. Your order matters when you're multiplying, when you're dividing and subtracting. Okay? And people always get confused on the subtraction. Division, people don't usually get confused, but subtraction, I don't know why, but it really confuses people. Okay? So, this is K minus 10, right? Is it also K less 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it K decreased by 10? Yeah. Okay, the difference between K and 10. Okay. This is where people get tricked when it says reverse order. You say 10 subtracted from K, so people are like, oh, the 10 and the K, and it says subtract.
How would you even say?
But it says subtracted from K. What is being subtracted?
Taking away.
K is being subtracted from 10. Okay? So this is not correct. So be very careful. Okay? Subtracted from and less than, that's where people get confused. Otherwise, it's pretty easy, pretty basic. Okay? Any questions on this? All right. Fold this one up, put it to the side.
Can I pass up blue when you need to?
All right, we're looking at translate and solve. So we have solved for 2 weeks. We're not going to use time to solve. You've practiced it. You're good. Most of you. If you're not, you got to come to tutorials, okay? So translate and solve. We're going to look at how to make equations in the real world, because in the real world, there's not going to be algebra equations for you to solve, okay? But you are going to want to know if you have enough money to do this. If you're saving for vacation, what can you afford to do? How many people do you need to split your room? How many tickets do you need to be able to buy for your birthday if everybody's going to the concert. So this is very, very real world, okay? The first thing you always need is a rate, okay? Your rate has an X attached to it. What does your rate have? An X. So these are going to be when you see per, each, every, monthly, weekly. That is something that's happening multiple times, okay? Sometimes you're going to have a constant, which is a what?
A plain number.
Plain number. Now, you don't always have a plain number, but sometimes you do. Okay, this is going to be like the starting point or a one-time fee or a charge. Okay, it's something that happens one time. Sometimes you have constants, sometimes you don't. But every time you're going to have a rate. Every single time you're going to have a rate. Okay? All right. Does anybody like to read?
Yes.
Okay. We have 6 of them, so Bella, go ahead and read the first one.
Maddie's TV provider charges $50 for installation and the monthly fee of $39.95. John's TV provider has free installation and charges $49.95 per month. How many months will Maddie and John have paid the same amount for TV service?
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So, first thing we need to do is to see that this is the same. Next week, we're going to talk about inequalities, which is more than, less than. This week, they're all the same. Okay? So, we need to define our variable. What are we looking for?
The fee is
The amount of
$39.
months.
The amount of what?
Months.
Months. So, a good variable would be M for months. Now, you can always do X, but I just want you to get used to seeing other letters. Okay? It says how many months. That is my variable. That is what I'm looking for. Okay? All right, so we're going to set up Maddie. First, ask yourself, what is her rate? What is something that's happening multiple?
No, the monthly fee of $39.
$39.95.
Monthly fee, so $39.95. M, yes. Okay, it has an M attached to it because it's happening monthly, so it's happening more than once. Now we're also paying what?
The $50.
The $50, so plus 50. Okay, now let's look at John. Okay, what does John's company have for a rate?
Wait, what about the $49.95?
$49.95.
This is John's.
Oh,
John's is $49.95, and it says per, and what does per mean?
Multiply.
Multiply. Now, does John have a constant?
No.
No. And the question says, when will they be what?
When will they have paid the same amount?
The same, so equal. Okay? We have done algebra until we are blue in the face, so I'm not going to make up do the algebra. I'm just going to tell you the answer. Okay? The answer is M equals 5.
Oh, thanks.
But
Davis.
what does that 5 mean?
5 months.
Okay, what happens in 5 months?
They're going to be the same.
Okay,
amount of months.
so in 5 months, the cost is the same. So you got to make sure you understand what that means. In 5 months, the cost will be the same. All right, we're going to check our solution just 2 times because I want to remind those of you who want to do it, and if you don't, you better make 100 without it. Okay, so I'm going to remind you how to do that. Anybody remember what the first step is?
It's
You find the rate.
no, what's it called? Store.
Okay, so I put in 5 because that was my answer. 5, store, and then what, Bella?
X.
X, and then
And then you enter.
enter. Okay, so everybody get 5X. Get 5 stored in as X because I want you to practice with your calculator. Okay. What are you going to type in?
5 store X enter.
Okay, so what do you type in next?
And then you do
The equation. 39.95x plus 50. And what does that side equal?
Oh no. It's not letting me do it.
What does it equal?
Errors.
$249.75.
249.75. Okay. Now I'm not done because I have to do the other side to see what that side equals. So what am I typing in?
49.95x.
Okay. What does that equal? The same thing. Is that good or is that bad?
That is good.
That is good because we want them to be equal. So that is how you can always, even on STAR, check your answers. Okay? Everything in math is not able to be checked, but algebra is one of those things. So make sure you are checking it. All right? Yep. Who wanted to read next? Okay.
Well, I think she went over.
Okay. We can just go down the list. We got 6. Okay, Mallory, go ahead.
Okay. Tank A has 100 gallons of water and uses 2 gallons per hour. Tank B has 140 gallons and uses 6 gallons per hour. After how many hours will Tank A have the same amount of water as Tank B?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So the first thing we have to do is define our variable. What are we looking for?
The rate.
Know the thing, what it is.
What does the question ask?
How many hours?
How many hours? So what do y'all think a good variable would be? H for what?
Hours.
Hours. Okay. Yes, it talks about gallons. Yes, it talks about hours. So you got to make sure you know what it's looking for. Hours. Okay. So let's write our equation. First we have tank A. Does it have a rate? Okay. Rate is when you see per, every, each. What tells you we're multiplying?
Per.
Okay. What's happening per?
They lose. She loses.
How do you show losing 2?
2 gallons.
How do you show losing 2? Subtract 2H. Okay, because it says she loses. Now, what did they start with? What was the original number? 100. Now, if this confuses you, you can switch them. I prefer this, but when they get you ready to start graphing, they want your X first. So that's why we teach you to do it this way. But if it really confuses you, just rewrite it. Okay? Tank B. Does it have a rate? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the rate? Loses 6. So how do I write that?
Minus 6H equals 140.
Plus
Oh, plus 140.
140. And then are they equal?
Let's see.
It wants to know what?
Oh, the same.
The same. Okay? Now, again, next week it's not going to say the same. I'm going to save you the time and tell you that H is 10. What does that mean if H is 10?
What? Oh, if they 10 in 10 hours they will have the same. Tank A will have the same amount of water as Tank B.
Good. In 10 hours they have the same amount of water. Whoops. All right, so to check our solution, what do we do?
10 store X.
Okay, good. 10, store, X, enter. And then you're typing the equation in. Okay, so that side's 80. We're hoping that the other side is also 80. Negative 6x plus 140. What is that side?
Wait, how do you do the
How do you do what? The x?
No, I know. Hold on. Let me see if I'm doing this right.
Did y'all get 80 on both
I
sides?
did it right. Never mind.
Did everybody get 80 on both sides?
Yes.
Okay, again, that's just to check your answer. Okay, we're not going to do any more, but you have these 2 options, and if you want more practice, I can help you, but just wanted to remind you how to check. All right, on the back, going across. Avery, you wanted to read? Yes. All right, while they are writing, Avery, go ahead and start reading.
Electric company A charges a fee of $25 plus $5 per day.
Electric Company B charges a flat rate of $10 per day. After how many days will the two companies' charges be the same?
All right, awesome. I see a couple people still writing, so we'll wait just a second. If you're caught up, make sure you're highlighting, circling whatever the important information. All right, so what letter would be a good variable for this question?
D.
Okay, how many days? So D would be a good variable for days. All right, we are comparing Electric Company A. Does it have a rate?
Yes.
What is the rate?
75 plus 5.
75 plus 5 per day.
Okay, which one's the rate?
5.
5. Why is it 5?
Because you're adding it
Because it says
for
per. Why is it 5?
Because
It says per. And then, yes, you are adding, but you have to get that rate figured out first. Okay? Now, Electric Company B, do they have a rate?
Yes.
Yes. What is their rate? 10 what?
10 days.
10D, 10 days. Do they have a constant?
No.
No. What is the very last word that I highlighted?
Same.
Same. So I want to set them equal. And again, that one's super easy. You would move 5, divide by 5, and the answer is 15. Yep. So D is 15. But what does that 15 mean?
It takes 15 days for them to be the same amount per day.
Yes. In 15 days, the cost is the same. And again, we're not going to practice plugging them in. If you want, you can, but... All right, going across. Did you say you wanted to read, Grace? No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 4.
Tyler makes $62 per an hour working as an X-ray tech and also got a $30 bonus. Malcolm makes $50 an hour working in the lab and got a $66 bonus. How many hours does it take for them to make an equal amount of money?
All right, perfect. Thank you. Equal. All right, what is a good variable?
H.
H, because we're looking for what?
Hour.
Hours. We're looking for hours. All right, so we have Tyler. Does he have a rate?
Yes.
What is it?
62.
And how do you know that?
Because it says per.
It says per. Okay, is there another number?
Yes.
What is it?
Plus 30.
Plus 30. All right, so that's Tyler. Then we have Michael. It looks like Michael makes more money if he did his work 1 or 2 hours. What's Michael's rate?
His rate is 50.
50
What is it?
H.
50H. And then what?
plus 66.
And then what goes between them?
Equal.
The equal. We want them to be the same. So this answer is 3. What does a 3 mean?
It takes 3 hours for them to make the equal amount of money.
Okay, so in 3 hours, they make the same pay, same money. And again, you could plug it in, you could check it. I'm not going to make y'all do that. All right, last 2 examples. Did anybody else want to read? Okay, yeah, go ahead, Caitlin.
A cruise ship contained 2,400 gallons of fuel and used 120 gallons per day. A cargo ship contained 3,000 gallons of fuel and used 150 gallons per day. At how many days will the cruise ship have equal amounts of fuel?
All right, perfect. So we're comparing cruise ship, cargo ship. What are we looking for? Sorry. What are we looking for?
Gallons.
The days. How many days? So D for days. All right, a cruise ship, which is way more fun. Does it have a rate?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes.
2,000.
2,200.
Oh wait.
15 to 120 B.
Because
Per day.
per. Now, if you're using 120 gallons, are you adding that to what you have, or are you taking it away?
You're
Adding it.
If you're using it, so minus 120 D. Okay? Be very careful. Using it means I don't have it anymore. What do I start with?
you start with
2,400.
And again, if you want to rewrite it, it's not wrong. Okay? This makes more sense, but this is how to do it for graphing. All right, a cargo ship. Not quite as fun, but definitely more practical and more necessary. What does it do? What is its rate?
its rate is
150.
yeah.
What kind of 150?
D.
What else? Negative. Why is it negative?
Because
That's
they're
what it is.
using it.
We're using it. We're taking it away. And what did we start with?
You start with 3,000.
3,000. Okay. All right, the answer to this one is 20. D equals 20. What does that mean?
It
It
takes 20.
takes
Yeah, and we can mix it up. We could say the, what are we comparing here?
Cruising cargo.
The fuel. The fuel
the fuel.
is the same in 20 days.
F-E. I mean, yes, F-U-E-L. Negative.
So again, you don't have to mix it up. I was just showing you another way they could write it. The fuel is the same at 20 days. At 20 days, they have the same amount of fuel. Same thing. Okay? All right. Anybody that has not read, want to read? Okay. Go ahead.
The school is ordering t-shirts for the band. Company A charges $11.50 per t-shirt ordered plus one-time design fee for $6. Company B charges $10 per t-shirt ordered plus one-time design fee for $21. How many shirts must the school order for the cost to be the same at both companies?
All right. What is a good letter?
S.
S, because we're looking for what?
Shirt.
Shirts. Now, if your S looks like a 5, maybe don't use S. Maybe use X. Okay? All right. So S looks like a shirt. I mean, S is for shirts. So company A, do they have a fee?
Yes.
What is their fee?
6.
Sorry. What is their rate?
$11.50. It says per.
So 11.50 because it says per S plus a one-time fee of $6. Do I have to put 6.00?
No.
No. If you want to, go for it. I don't want to. Okay, company B, do they have a rate?
Yes.
What is it? 10S. And what else do they do?
21.
Plus 21. And what do I want them to be?
Equal.
Equal. I want them to be the same. Okay? When you solve it, S is equal to 10, which really means what?
It takes 10 shirts to make one.
Yeah. The shirts are the same price if you order 10. Okay. You are going to glue these 3 pages in. Okay. The other page is for practice. If you don't finish it today, it is going to be your warm-up in the morning. Okay. So it's not homework because I told you there wouldn't be any extra homework. It's easy. You're just writing the equation. Tell your neighbor you're not solving. Okay. Somebody asked to pass out the glue. Is that you? Okay. While Avery's passing out the glue, please look at your other sheet and start working on those. Can you ask a neighbor? Yes. Can you ask me? Yes. If you finish, I do want you to check with me to make sure you have it right. Okay?
Wait, Miss Davis?
Alexi.
Wait, did I go these down?
Pink. Yeah.
Which side did I go down? You fold this. Oh, sorry, I was doing
I only use 2 lines. It's got too small.
All right. Get started. Start on the practice. Start on the practice. Remember, you do not have to have a constant every time.
Can I work on the thing from yesterday?
When are you going to do what's going to be the warm-up tomorrow?
This. I need to work on this.
I want you to do the other one first.
Remember this, take that from me.
My chair is so much. Wait, I don't. You never put these things. If I keep
All right. You have 13 minutes. Mallory, Alex, y'all start. Y'all have 13 minutes. Use your time. 13 minutes. Use your time.
It looks like a fire.
Okay, y'all have an assignment. Start on it, please.
Wait, when is this due?
We're going to finish it as the warm-up tomorrow if you don't finish it today. Hey, y'all focus, please.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not solving them, you're just writing them. So it literally should not take, the longest part is reading. It does not take that long.